Welcome back to Hardstuck for another League of Legends champion tier list. My name is Soft-Spoken Nice Guy, and today we're covering the brand new patch 11.2. This is one of the most broken patches we've seen in our 20 plus years covering League of Legends, so buckle up because it's gonna get a little crazy. Before we get started, I wanted to thank everyone for helping us reach 1 million subscribers last week. We are well on our way to 100 million now, and it's just so cool to know that we help so many people. Mostly help them understand why this game sucks. Anyways, leave a like and subscribe, it is mandatory. Moving on to our question of the day. We're gonna keep it simple this time. Which champion would you most like to see deleted from the game? It could be a toxic playstyle, overuse, poor balance, or all of the above. My choice would have to be Rakan, who is my favorite champion. Then I would be able to quit the game once and for all. Oh, maybe someday. Anyways, drop your answer down in the comments and leave that thumbs up while you're down there. Let's get this video to, let's say, 4 likes and I'll delete my YouTube account. With all that out of the way, let's dive into the tier list, starting as always in the mid lane. Ha! Tricked you! Alrighty, we didn't have many balance changes in the top lane for 11.2, but the previous patch really served to even the playing field among viable champions, except for Darius. I hate this game so much. The Dunk Master continues week after week to climb in win rate despite being one of the most popular top laners and also persistently banned. Riot's got a little nerf planned for him this time around, but I'm not convinced he even feels it. Especially with all the mobility added with the item rework and the falloff we've seen from some of his counters, Darius might be the strongest champ to blind pick for 11.2. Need to go wash my mouth out. Malphite definitely felt his nerfs last week, but he only went from turbo broken to super broken, aka S tier. I bumped Pantheon down because he's not quite as strong, and also nobody's playing him in top lane anymore. He's so strong in mid, why would you bother? Riot is really clueless on this guy, aren't they? More on that later. Renekton moves up to S tier, but only really because I needed to fill this spot. Let's talk about Gnar. The little rat bastard slash demon berserker has seen like 1 million straight buffs over the past year or so, and yet only now is he becoming viable. It's almost like creating a character who is also 2 opposite characters, but you don't really get to choose. It's almost like that would be hard to balance for some reason. To be fair, Riot probably just doesn't have the budget to do their homework and figure it out. Anyways, Gnar is kinda good now and might creep up into S tier soon. Was that anticlimactic? Whoops. Let's move on. I am really just this close to giving up on jungle altogether. Nothing makes sense here. It almost feels like you can play anything besides Graves and Lee Sin and you'll probably win. Because the other jungler is playing Graves and Lee Sin, and those champs are absolutely putrid right now. Look at this, literally boosting the win rates of all the other champs on the list by significant amounts. How do people not realize how bad these two are? Thanks to these circumstances, genuinely OP junglers like Olaf and Nunu have been up here for a while, but also random stuff like Skarner and Ivern and Talia have had the chance to perform in the hands of the select few, special people who main them. It's hard to gauge the overall strength of these types of picks because their play rates are so low, and the sample size isn't terribly reliable. Oh well, who cares? Rammus is the news item of the week, however. Riot will be replacing his ultimate with the same ability every champ in the game already has. A jump with CC? Really? Maokai, Galio, Rel, Fizz, Hecarim, Sion, Kled, Gnar, Malphite, Volibear, Urgot, Poppy, Ornn, Gragas, Camille, Aatrox, Sejuani, Riven, and Zac weren't enough? You couldn't think of something more original? I'm not usually one to bash on similarities in champion kits, but this is literally Season 1 stuff. Come on, Rammus is finally good, and this is all you could come up with? Don't do my guy like that. Where were we? Right. We do have a handful of nerfs coming to some prominent junglers, but here's the problem. They're all stupid. Elise is getting a tiny late game nerf to her least impactful skill. Woohoo. Nunu will have his base HP and move speed lowered, which are typically huge hits to most junglers. Unfortunately, Nunu has abilities that almost entirely negate the nerfs altogether. It'd be like nerfing Hecarim's move speed, or Sion's HP growth, or 99% of Kha'Zix's damage. They're still gonna be busted. Lastly, we have the Olaf nerf, which literally has a compensation buff. It might still be a net negative overall, but come on. Olaf is nuts and has plenty of room for actual nerfs. Riot must really like this jungle meta. Mundo's massive buffs put him back on the list, but he'll probably still suck. Morello, please come home. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Who was right about Galio still being busted? This guy. Fizz is always broken. Anivia continues to be ridiculous after Riot buffed her to the moon. And Pantheon... Oh, Pantheon. Wasn't the entire point of the Pantheon mini rework to take him out of mid and support? This guy gets stronger and stronger on every patch, in every role except top and jungle where they want him. Forget it, I'm making a dead breed channel instead. Stuff like this just makes me not even want to queue anymore. You can't blame the people who are abusing it. There's nothing wrong with playing a champ who's broken off role. Riot just reworked this guy not that long ago, took another expansive shot at his kit, and now it just feels like they don't even know how their own game works. Look, I know League of Legends is impossibly complex and constantly evolving under the influence of millions of players, but come on. Look how balanced a game like Destiny always was, or Smash Bros. Brawl. Flawless. I moved Yone up with Yasuo not because they're that good, but they're always relevant, and I had a spot to fill. Who am I gonna promote? Aurelion Sol because of his 54% win rate on all 11 of his players? No thanks, even I have standards. What is there even to say about bot lane, besides the fact that Swain and Ziggs always clog up my stats? Can we just delete them? Anyways, Jhin and Kai'Sa are the cream of the crop lately, with the members of our S tier not far behind. Bot lane is yet another case of Ezreal and Aphelios players boosting everyone's win rates at the top. Again, these two are terrible and should not be played under any circumstances. In fact, if you've played either of them in solo queue this season, I'm officially writing you a referral to go get psychiatric help. Give me 1 sec. And there. While our broken tier champs do dominate in play rate, it is kinda nice to see a healthy number of viable ADCs. Then again, Ezreal and Aphelios will still get picked before Twitch, Ashe, or Sivir. This is why we can't have nice things. Thank God, the tree is finally being uprooted. Just kidding, this probably won't even do anything, but it's a start. I bumped him down just to shake things up a bit and hopefully to encourage even just one player not to pick him this week. How about this? Rel is rocketing up the charts in every elo. As new as she is, this could potentially be problematic, but like I said a few patches ago, Rel did her time in the mid-40s. Let her have some shine. Honestly, this may just be due to people not really remembering what she does most of the time, since her release was one of the least hyped in the game's history. Well, Rel didn't forget about that, and she's here to make us all pay. Seraphine is really close to making that jump herself. She's been performing consistently at a high level for a couple of patches now. Nami and Bard aren't far behind either, along with Alistar, whose substantial popularity and underestimated difficulty hold him back from joining the top tier as well. Did you like that? I used some big words to sound like actual analysis. I don't even play this game. Thanks again for tuning into yet another terrible clickbait Hardstuck tier list video. If you hated it as much as I hated making it, you're obligated to subscribe. I know you haven't clicked that button yet. I'm sitting here refreshing it every 5 seconds, hoping for the smallest drop of dopamine in my dried out brain. My chemical imbalances aside, we appreciate you making it this far. Share this video somewhere, and until next time, ban Darius. Peace!